Yeah, it's coming on. It's coming on.
Okay.
All good things take time,
Yeah, we talk about time. When it comes to talking something good about Maida, we never have time. So I think I want to talk about, is Maida really bad? So let's take a few minutes on that. I represent the Tamil Nadu Roller Flour Millers Association as its president, and I also represent amongst this dais, I'm the only miller out here. So I just want to bring out a salient point that, when it comes to wheat flour, refined wheat flour or Maida, there's always a negative connotation around that. And this is growing by the day, and I wouldn't be surprised, over time that, if Maida gets classified as a sin good and the government imposes a sin tax on it. So before that, it's very important that we as the entire stakeholders in this industry take action in improving the health aspect of Maida as well as, propagating or sending the right communication across into the public. So this is my topic. I'm sorry, the slide doesn't move. Oh yeah. So, wow, mom. Does it look like my mom is wow and it's like a greeting card for your mother on your Mother's Day? It actually just that it's an acronym for what it came up for, World of Wheat. And actually, it's made of Maida, but for today's topic, it's more of myths around Maida. World of Wheat. I think, I'm surprised that, you might be knowing that India is the second largest producer of wheat, but I was surprised to know that we produce more than 400 varieties of wheats. And when you say variety, and when you say wheat, the key differentiator between wheat and other cereals is the gluten. It's a combination of gliadin and glutenins, which are proteins in the wheat. And each variety of wheat has a different combination of these gliadin and glutenins, the high and low molecular weight items, so which when combined can produce different types of end functional flours. Because we use wheat for producing, wheat is one of the most widely used, wheat flour is one of the more widely used for making n number of products. And depending on the type of product you make, the type of the flour, the type of gluten composition, and thereby the choice of wheat makes it very important. And in India, we have a very wide range. So, India has been producing more than 100 million tons of wheat over the last 7 years, arguably. We do not know that exact number, but still, the consumption of wheat for refined flour milling or through flour mills has increased from about 18 million tons to 25 million tons. So this is a significant change where the milling industry, the wheat going for atta versus the meal going for flour milling is drastically growing due to urbanization and globalization. So as we're saying, the functional element is the gluten, which is the protein matrix, which is unique to wheat. And depending upon, what millers we do, we can have a choice of the selection of the wheat, the blending of the wheat, and we play around with the extractions. And then you do the last stage of flour correction and improvers to deliver the different, to meet the different flour requirements of different end products. You know that there's a lot of myths surrounding the negative connotations around Maida is basically coming from these areas of, it creates digestive problems because of gluten issues. It increases blood sugar because it is refined wheat flour, and it leads to weight gain and obesity, and it lacks essential nutrients and is a cause of a lot of diseases. Basically, what people are talking about, if you try to attack it as problems, are the gluten issues, the bleaching issues, the lack of fiber in Maida, the diabetes-causing nature, and the lack of nutrients. So let's see how we can address each of these. At least the nutrients part is, we have solutions like fortification could be an answer. And, when it comes to lack of fiber, it is not always you don't eat bread alone. You eat with your vegetables or meat, and so you get your fiber from all the other vegetables that you eat. It need not be that that flour gives you everything that you want. And the gluten issues, when you talk about, gluten is more like, you talk about celiac disease, it's hardly about 1% of the people in this country have that. So let's see that these negative connotations, how it is getting amplified in social media is, you see, we have people talking that Maida is the waste generated out of processing, and that it is the chemicals used for bleaching of of clothes are being, as a textile whitener is being used in things. These are doctors talking in public stage. We have, the bleached flour being given to, bleached flour creates a chemical called alaxon, which when given to rats induces diabetes overnight. So these kinds of communication is happening over the social media, though it's half-baked or not, but it is being propagated very much. And also about, gluten-free is being used about for everywhere. You see potato chips carrying, which has got nothing to do with gluten, mentioning gluten-free. And our more popular brand of atta, Ashirvad atta, mentions 0% maida and 100% atta. I'm not getting into the debate whether it is 0% or 100%, but the point is, when you have an ingredient list, when you have something, you mention it. When there is no ingredient is not there, you don't mention it. But when you go about saying something as 0%, we are subtly trying to say that it is harmful. Anything like 0% or free from trans fat, what are we trying to say? That we are attaching a negative connotation around that. So that is happening around for maida. Even the larger consumers of flour, whether it is the biscuits or noodle people, they talk about atta. They just play by the rules of what is maida and atta. If the percentage of fiber in maida is a little higher, it gets classified as atta. So people ask for a higher fiber atta to say that, to classify that our biscuit is not made out of maida or it's been made out of atta. So all this that, at end of the day, it leaves it's the negative image around maida as a bad product is growing by the day, and it's become more as a given. So, we are talking about celiac disease. It has been tested by All India Institute of Medical Science that 1.04% of the population is having it. So when people come up with gluten-free products, are we coming up with products for 1% of India's population? And why do we have to go about with the tag of gluten-free? So actually, gluten is a healthier protein for us. It's got a lot of, it's actually a protein. It's good for our health. The more important thing is about the bleaching. This is the aspect which we as millers could take action on. So though potassium benzoyl peroxide is allowed 40 ppm, potassium bromide has been banned. So we still, benzoyl peroxide is being permitted additive in many of the countries, including US. But there's been tests done on bleached flour using benzoyl peroxide or any other bleaching agent that it induces a chemical called alaxon, which kills the beta cells and it causes diabetes in humans. So this kind of test, that leads us to the pertinent point. There has been also a case filed in Tamil Nadu where because all bleached flour or all the manufacturers of flour should be banned because it causes diabetes. So this case, fortunately, was ruled out. So there is a lot of communication going on around this. So my question to millers is should we really bleach our flour? Why do we actually bleach our flour? Is because it's one, it does oxidation, and two, it whitens the flour. Basically, oxidation happens even naturally. We don't need to add a bleaching agent to the flour. It's a process which, when oxidation is exposed to air, it happens naturally over time, maybe 2 or 3 days. So why do we need to induce that? And in a country like India, where the temperature is quite warm, this happens much faster. And also, the Indian wheat is naturally, it's yellow in color, not the red wheat. So it actually is it produces a more whiter flour. So, and the perception that, white is good and white is healthy, or those times are changing. People want it to be more natural. So the question is that, what action we could take on is, with the right selection of wheat and with the milling technology, we can produce a very good flour without addition of any bleaching agent, which will actually eliminate a major of the ill effects around maida. The next, also one is on the action we take, the other is on what gets spoken about. So there's more spoken negative about maida than actually the positives. Here and there you find a doctor or somebody talking that maida is not bad, and that all these alaxon things are not, maybe it affects rats, but not proved in humans. So also the way we look at things, dal is good, lentils are good, and maida is bad. But when you look at the protein percentage on both, they are similar in nature, though the fiber content in dal could be higher. When you look at price per protein and the amount of protein we get out of maida is almost a similar range. And also you look at whole wheat flour versus too good and maida is too bad, but they are not totally far away. The protein is 11 grams and 9 grams in refined and whole wheat flour, and on the fiber side it is a little lower, which of course can be compensated with other foods. So when you look at it as a go forwards, Maida's wheat flour is the building block of economy. I'm saying that because it is the most economic grain available to feed the masses. And in terms of application, it is the widest range of applications, and it's accepted to all our palate. And in terms of nutrition, it's a protein and energy, it has got a sufficient amount as required. And also on price and affordability, because being the largest grown and consumes the lowest amount of water, it is a very sustainable crop. So the only aspect is that the unanswered, which is keeping all this talk, is on the health aspect. So as all stakeholders, right, from scientists, scientific panel to millers to the various users of flour, we have to take action in improving the health awareness. I mean, using better technology and using, with the right knowledge, we can produce a more healthier flour and a healthier bakery, a healthier finished product, which is actually, as a responsible citizen. But it's not just enough that we take action on producing a good flour. It is very important we also communicate this message. We are setting the vision for wheat products promotion for 2030. It is very, we don't have a wheat product without a refined wheat flour. So, and if you're having a negative image around that, this is a basic building block. We need to send the right, we should take that also in our agenda in setting the vision for thing. And so it's everyone's responsibility and interest in the positioning of Maida. It has to change over time. Maybe today it is Maida is bad, and it can become with the right communication, it might make people think, is Maida really bad? And maybe Maida is not that bad. And maybe, there might be a day come that Maida is not bad at all. So that's a day we should aim for and work towards. Thank you very much.